The title I put built on bedrock. So bedrock, if you're in construction, or if you've ever built a building, or if you understand about building, it's the type of rock that you want to build on, right? It's where you don't have to put foundation deep into the ground. It's when you build a house on it, it doesn't move, right? There's no sand under the rock. There is, nothing that's going to make that rock move. It's a rock where if you build on it, it doesn't move. It stays the foundation. I mean, as you guys know, that Rome, there's incredible constructions that just haven't moved for a very, very long time. So the title of this is Built on Bedrock. And so today, we're going to be talking about how to build your business on that same exact foundation. Because lots of people, they have not a good foundation, and it makes your business move if anything shifts in the economy, if anything shifts in your team, if anything shifts with your clients, it can move a business, right? And so we want to make sure that we're building our businesses on that same exact bedrock. So when we're talking about those foundations, we're talking about your mission, we're talking about your vision, we're talking about your core values of your company, and we're talking about the goals that you put in front of your company, your strategic goals. Okay, so those are the 4 things that we're going to be talking about today. That's why I said you need paper, because you are going to write them out today for yourself. It's going to be a draft so that when you go home, you're able to complete it entirely. But it's mission, vision, core values, and your strategic goals, where you want to go. I understand this isn't something that you do at the beginning of your business, right? It's like branding, it's like building a good website. You don't need it until you start making money, right? So that's why that's the first step. The first step is getting clients. It's scrappy. I need to get as many clients as I possibly can, as quick as I can, because I need to get some money in the bank so that I can start expanding my business. Once you have that, once you have those clients, once you have one employee, this is when you start doing all of these things that we're going to be talking about, right? That's when you have a better website, you do better branding, and you need all of these things, right? So this isn't like a first thing like, oh, you guys skipped this, you made a mistake. Like, you need clients first, and then you do this part, because this is the part that's going to increase your employee retention. It's going to increase your client retention. And then, like I said, if there's any movement in the market, any movement in anything, it's what's going to keep your business firm and put it on a firm foundation. All right, why do I need these things, okay? So every business looks good when the sun is shining, right? And I'll give you all the guys these slides too, so you don't need to write everything down on here. Just write the things that you need to process for yourself, okay? Maybe the things that I say that are outside the slides, because you'll have all of these for you. So every business looks good when the sun is shining, but storms are inevitable, right? I mean, we've seen economy downturns, we've seen economy upturns, we've seen things happen, employees leave, our biggest client that has the biggest retainer leave, and then we're left without them. So things can happen. Things can happen in a business so that your foundation is shaken, right? So most entrepreneurs build their building on sand, chasing cash, trends, or ego. And when the storms come, those businesses completely collapse, right? You guys have seen a lot of different trends that have come and they've gone, right? Like Facebook groups, managing Facebook groups. This is probably even before most of your guys' time. Used to be a service where you would manage Facebook groups for people. Doesn't exist anymore, right? Because everyone's on Instagram, everyone's on TikTok, everyone's on TikTok Shop. Everyone is, they're all in different places now. So things will come and go. AI is a big thing right now, right? And building a website maybe isn't as valuable as it used to be, because all the developers that used to build websites, they're now going and building AI, right? So these are the foundations that make a business so that when trends pass, when cash is down, they keep your business firm, because you have a mission and you have a vision that isn't dependent on the trend or where the market is going, right? And I want to be super practical with you guys. So the company that I started in January, I'm going to show you the exact process that I went through to come up with my mission, my vision, my core values, and my goals. And I'm going to share each one of those things to you guys so that you can have them as well, so that you get an idea of like what the exact example is. So the ones that are built on rock, Those are the ones that last. Those are the ones that endure. And the font's kind of hard to see, but those are the ones that thrive. So the first thing, oh, that font's hard to see. Sorry, guys. The first thing is the house on the rock versus the house on the sand. So there's actually a parable if you ever read the Bible before, there's a parable in the Bible of a man that builds his house on the bedrock and a man that builds his house on the sand. So in that parable, it talks about the test. And there's always a test that comes to every single business. In most of these businesses, they're not able to withstand those tests, right? And so that's why this foundation is essential, because those tests will come, I promise. And if you have those tests, you need to make sure that the foundation is in place so that when the storm comes, both of the houses that were built by one man and the house that was built by the other man were tested, and the one that was on sand collapsed. The one that was built on the solid rock stood firm, right? And so your business is no different. Storms are coming, but your foundation determines whether or not your business will stand or whether or not it will fall. So why most businesses collapse? Most entrepreneurs fail only because they lack talent, but because they lack the foundation, right? We can all admit that we're probably pretty talented. We know what we're doing. We can do it again over and over for our clients. We get them pretty good results. If you don't, then this is probably the wrong place for you. You probably should go learn to do what you're doing better, right? But here we're learning because we have a talent and we have a way of doing things and we know that we're good at it. And so it's never because of a lack of talent that we lose a client, that our business fails, that all of these different things happens, right? Because we all know, just like this guy's tattoo says, obsession beats talent every day of the week, right? So talent isn't what lacks. What lacks is the foundation. Chasing money instead of meeting. That's one of the biggest reasons that I see that people's businesses fail. They're chasing money over meaning. The second thing is they're following trends instead of principles. Right? So they're following the what's going on in the market, what's happening, rather than actual principles. I know that whether TikTok comes and goes, whether Facebook ads come and go, whether Google ads come or go, my business is going to survive because we have foundations that we're built on. And if another platform comes tomorrow, we can retake those same foundations from Meta and we can put them onto that platform, and my business will still thrive. Every time. Building ego instead of culture. That's another reason that a lot of people fail. Inside of a lot of companies, there is more ego than actual culture. And I'm sure you guys can probably relate with that with some of your employees, with people that are on your team, especially sales teams, especially setters. There can be a lot of ego in that side of the business. And then the fourth thing is making short-term decisions without long-term clarity, because you have no goals and you're just making reactive decisions to what's going on. We were talking to Mario the other day, and I don't remember who was saying it, but they're like, yeah, the calls that I get on are all about like solving problems. You should never be all the time solving your employees' problems, ever, right? If you're solving their problems, they're not doing their job. If you're putting out fires all day long, they're not doing their job, right? So you need to make sure that the decisions that you are making for your company are based on a long-term foundation and based on long-term strategic goals, okay? You can build fast, and you can build flashy, and you can even build successfully. But without a solid foundation, it's only a matter of time before it crumbles. I mean, you guys all see it. All these influencers that push different offers every time something new comes out, right? All of a sudden now they're doing affiliate marketing. All of a sudden now they're doing TikTok Shop. Now they're teaching how to do drop shipping. You guys have seen influencers go through that phase. Because their business doesn't have a solid foundation, they're changing with the tides. They're moving with the winds. Wherever the market's pushing, they're going, right? And if you have that firm foundation, your business can move with it rather than you as an individual moving with it. The team, all this time that you're spending investing into their development, investing into hiring them, investing in finding the best talent possible, is able to move with that rather than, okay, scrap this team because that doesn't work anymore. Let me go try this and build another team. All right, so the storm will always come. Entrepreneurs face storms all the time. We talked about this really quickly, so we'll go through this. Economic downturns, losing that one client you thought you couldn't lose, hiring the wrong people and watching your culture unravel, personal struggles that bleed into the business. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. We're going to have one of these. All right, so the true foundation, and these are the 4 things that I mentioned that we're going to review today. So the true foundation has these 4 pillars. So every building needs 4 pillars. Every building needs 4 corners, right? So the first one, core values. Second one, mission, strategic goals, vision. This is bedrock, right? This is the foundation you want to build your business on. Okay? Where there is no vision, now we're going into the vision now. That'll be the first one that we do. In Proverbs, there's a proverb that says, where there is no vision, the people perish. It's the same for your team. It's the same for your clients. It's the same for yourself. It's the same for every business. If a business does not have a vision, it will perish. 100% of the time. Doesn't matter when. Could be in 10 years. Could be in 5 years. Could be in 1 year. Could be in 2 months. Every business that does not have a vision will perish. All right, so quick story about myself, just so that you guys have a quick understanding of myself and how this can even relate to like what I've done personally, because I've learned from this. I've learned from this mistake, but I've made it first. I had to make it in order to learn it. And so my goal today is that you guys don't have to make that same exact story. So I've had that same exact process that I'm sure that you guys are in right now, because every entrepreneur has it. It's that not only that imposter syndrome, but it's that syndrome of like chasing money rather than chasing mission, right? We do it every single day. It's part of every single thing that happens in our life. It's part of what we do every single morning. We wake up and we're just like, I want more money, I want to build, I want more money, I want to build. And if you get away from the mission, the reason that you started, that's when things fall apart, right? Because there's nothing inherently wrong with money, right? Money is an incredible tool that can be used for incredible things, to have incredible impact, not only on your own life, but your family's life, everything, right? There's nothing wrong with money, right? The problem is when we lose sight of our mission, and then we're only just chasing money, right? So the mission is not only to keep our own mind on track, so that we're not in that process, and I have been in that process where I've forgotten about my mission, where I've forgotten what I wanted to accomplish, and burnout comes very quickly. You get tired very quickly. There was a circumstance where probably for about a year of my life of building my business where I completely forgot what my mission was. For years, I was just chasing money, and I thought if I just hit that next revenue level, that I'd be happy. That would be the milestone for me. That's my vision. Okay, I hit 100, now I want to hit 150. Okay, I hit 150, now I want to hit 200. And I didn't feel that fulfillment from it. And then reflecting on what happened with that business and what happened with me in that process is because I really did lose track of what my mission was, what the reason that I started. Because you guys all have your own reasons, right? It can literally be I want to retire my parents. It can be I want to buy them a new house. It can be I just want to have a life where I don't have to worry about bills. It can be I want to impact other people. I want to help people understand how to do this also. I want to learn how to do it first, and so then I can teach other people, like Mario's been able to do with you guys, right? So you can have different missions in your life of what you would like to accomplish. But it's very, very easy to get distracted, especially once you have large amounts of money coming into your bank account. And then it becomes all about the money. It becomes all about the things that you can buy with the money. It becomes all about the experiences that you can buy with the money, right? And then you completely lose track of that vision. And I've been in that spot where I've lost track of that vision, and every single milestone seems empty. And it seems like it was a waste of time, right? You hit that a million a year in profit, and then you're like, okay, that was great. Now what? Now I'll do 2 million. Okay, well, that was great. Now what? Right? And so, what?
I'm calling.
Yeah. Now what? Well, now I'll hit 3. Okay, now what? You know what I mean? It's just numbers on a screen, right? Money is just a concept, right? It's just a tool that can be used for incredible things. But if you don't keep an eye on that mission, there will be a shift that happens that is like, okay, well, all of this seems pointless. You wake up in the morning and you don't even want to work because you don't see why you're getting up. You don't see why you want to work more. You don't understand because you've lost track of that mission. So that's why it's important to have that vision, to have that mission in your business and in your life, because that's what you're going to look at every single morning. When you wake up, that's what you see, so that you're like, okay, this is why I'm working. This is why I'm not getting distracted. This is why I'm focusing on it. Because this is the most important thing. This is my North Star. This is the lighthouse that shows me where to go. And if I fade away from this, I will get lost in the storm. I will feel pointless. I promise it'll happen, as it's happened to me probably 2 or 3 times in my whole career. So this is when your purpose brings alignment. So when you build on mission, vision, and values, everything's changed. Your team knows what to do. Your clients sense the difference. You make decisions faster with confidence, and you actually enjoy the business you're building. I don't know if any of these things sound like things that don't happen in your business, but they don't happen because you don't have mission, vision, and values. Okay? So if at any point you're feeling like your team doesn't know why they're there, why they're working for you, and they're just going to work for someone who pays more because you don't have mission, vision, and values. If at any point you feel like your clients don't sense a difference between you and other marketing agency, and there's like, oh, you charge 1,000, they charge 500, I'm gonna go with them. Or they churn after 3 months because they're like, oh, that was great, but I found someone that does it differently than you, right? That's because they don't sense a difference in you. But you look the same as everyone else, okay? You make decisions faster with confidence. So instead of like, oh shoot, what do I do, where do I go? If you have a vision, if you have values, if you have goals, you know exactly what decision to take to get to that point because you know where you're going. If I see a lighthouse and I'm sailing my boat towards it, I know not to go to the right, I know not to go to the left because the lighthouse is in front of me. You enjoy business you're building, which I guarantee that all of you at one point or another have felt that I don't enjoy this anymore, right? We always get back up on the horse and we always keep trying, but there's always points in our life where we're like, I don't enjoy this anymore. And it's because you don't have a mission, vision, or values inside your business. So number one, we're gonna work on our core values, okay? That's gonna be the first thing. These are the non-negotiables. If you don't have the other things, not as bad as if you don't have this. A team needs to have values, and you yourself need to have values that guide you in the direction. So if something happens, if a decision comes up, you know, I cannot make that decision because it does not align with the values of this company. It does not align with my values, right? We've all had the situation where we've had a client come to us, we know it's not a good fit, we know that we're probably not going to get them a good result, we know that we probably can't scale them too much, but we need a retainer. We need a new client. We need to replace money that is left. We need to grow. We need to scale, right? If you have your core values in place, you won't take that client because you know that it'll affect your business negatively. Okay? So that's why your core values are important. Every lasting business is built on non-negotiables, on things that no matter what, we do not make this decision. No matter what, we do not do this. So core values aren't slogans that you hang on some wall. They're principles you live and work by no matter the cost. No matter what happens, this is what I'm going to do 100% of the time. Values makes decisions easier. They tell your team how to act when you're not around. And they create culture, clarity, and trust. Not only within your team, but with your clients. Okay, so these are examples of our core values, right? So I told you that I'm going to show you our exact things that we've built out for my company, Dominus, so that you guys can see what examples of core values are. And then at the end, you guys will come up with your own. And I'll tell you exactly how you come up with them. But these are just examples for you guys of our exact values. So the first one, our first core value is that people matter, only people matter. And what this means is that there is a human element, right? So behind every single number, there's a person, right? Behind every client that we bring to our client, for example, if you're working with dentists, every client that you bring to that dentist, that's a number, but it's also a person. It's a human, right? So behind every number, there's a person. Every client, every employee, every sale, it all comes back to people. Every single time, right? So the warning, if you lose sight of this, you'll start treating people like numbers. And when people feel like numbers, you lose them. When people feel like they're just another client, right? And the priority is revenue is important, growth is important, we all know this, but people are the only thing that truly matter. This is our value number one for the company. Our second core value is that data drives decisions, right? So The measurement mindset is we don't guess, we measure. We let the numbers tell the story every single time. So this is what my team is commanded to do. These are our core values that we live by. Truth in numbers. So opinions are cheap, data is truth. When you track the right metrics, when you can see what's working and what's not, right? So protect from error. This protects you from arrogance, assumptions, and wasted time, right? We all have employees that we bring in that they're like, oh, I'm the best at this no matter what. Let me try doing this. Why are you making this decision? Oh, because I think it's going to work because of this, 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 and this. But why are you making this decision? We need data. If there's no data to back the decision that you're going to make, we're not going to make that decision, right? So assumptions and arrogance are wasted time. If you want to scale, you must learn to love data. This is what I tell all my employees. Data is the most important thing to drive decisions. You do not make a change unless the data tells you to make a change. Number 3, this is our third core value, okay? Relentless innovation. This is pretty straightforward. It basically just means that good enough is never good enough, right? There's never a point where we're like, this is good. We're at a good point. We're good enough at this. We don't need to get any better, right? So it's pretty straightforward, right? This means that market changes, client changes, technology changes. If you stop innovating, you start dying. That's true with any company, team, or individual. So relentless innovation isn't about chasing shiny objects, TikTok shop, affiliate market, whatever you want to call it. It's about constant improvement and step-by-step every single day. This could mean implementing a new software into your business. This could mean using the newest technologies to help your clients. This could be, okay, we're not as good at media buying as my team needs to be. Let's get better at media buying every single day. But there's always something we can do better. So this is just to get in your team's mindset and your client's mindset that no matter what, we're going to relentlessly improve what we do. Like every single day, like status quo is not okay. We're going to do better every day. So that the team has that in their mindset of we always need to do better. I think we're on the 4th one is radical accountability. And this one's tough. It's tough to be able to orchestrate and be able to organize because a lot of people don't want to be accountable, right? But when you hold your team accountable, there's no excuses, right? So accountability means there's no excuses. It means owning the results, the good and the bad. Something bad happens, something good happens. Your team is going to own that result because they have accountability, because they're accountable to what's actually happening. The second thing, they take ownership. If a campaign fails, we don't blame the platform, the client, or the market. We own it, we fix it, we improve it. And then it builds trust. So accountability builds that trust. Your team respects it, your clients value it, and it's the mark of real leadership. Not only in your team and how you build leaders, but in yourself as well. So that means you need to be accountable to the things that you do too. The things that you mess up, the good, the bad, the ugly, you need to be accountable to your team as well. All right, our next one is integrity always. Okay? This means that we have an unwavering standard, right? So integrity isn't situational. It's not based on what situation we're in. It's not based on what decision that needs to be made. Integrity is always no matter what. It's doing the right thing even when no one's watching, right? Even if your setter maybe or your closer, maybe they're not recording their call. It doesn't matter if someone's watching you or not. They're not going to go out and throw like, I guarantee that we're going to get you this result in 30 days or I'll give you all your money back when that's not your offer, right? It's integrity always. No matter what happens, no matter if the client comes back and they're complaining about a million things, your project manager is never going to yell at them. Or they're not going to make a wrong decision or they're not going to sabotage their campaign or their business, right? So it's the foundation of trust. Without integrity, success is temporary. With integrity, you can fail today and still be trusted tomorrow. Okay? There's no shortcuts. Every shortcut has a cost. Every compromise erodes your foundation. Integrity protects what you're building. Second to last one, so we still have one more after this, is long-term sustainability, right? Everyone wants a long-term business, right? So when we're making decisions, this is one of our core values, to make sure that the decision that we're making has long-term sustainability. So quick wins feel great, right? When we have a client that comes in and we can make a quick win for them, we can just make a small little tweak in their business that changes everything. Those are absolutely fantastic. But they rarely last. We know this, right? Because If it was quick and it was easy, everyone would do it, right? So we don't sacrifice tomorrow for today. That's one of our core foundations. We choose ethical, lasting growth over short-term hype, right? Or short-term trends. Because business that burns hot and fast will eventually burn out. Sustainability is about building something that can endure the storm, outlast trends, and still thrive 10 years from now. And then our last value is purpose over profit. Money matters, right? Because without money, you can't have business. We'd be dumb to say that money doesn't matter, right? Profit matters. So the revenue is fantastic, but your profit's more important, 100% of the time. All of those things are important. Not saying that they're not important. But the purpose matters the most, 100% of the time. So my employees need to know this, that profit's important, revenue's important, but we will sacrifice those things for purpose, 100% of the time. And your employees will see that and they will respect that. They will see the decisions that you make to follow your purpose, even to sacrifice profit or revenue, for purpose, right? Like if giving someone a raise because they need it, because they're in economic situation, they need it, and it's going to affect the profit of your business, but you still do it because that employee is important for you, and you want them to be able to pass that hard time in their life, that's more important, 100% of the time. And my employees, my management, everyone knows this. And so they make their decisions based on this, to fulfill a purpose. And they see that I make those decisions, right? So, inspired by my faith, I believe businesses should do more than just make money. It should make a difference, it should serve, and not just sell, right? So when you prioritize purpose, profit follows, 100% of the time, promise. When you prioritize profit, you lose both, 100% of the time. So this is one of our core values that my team knows to follow purpose over profit every single time. Because if your focus is only profit, you will lose both the purpose and the profit. All right, so those are all of our core values. So in order to establish your own core values, values aren't just nice words, they are filters for everything that you do, right? So every decision that we make, every person that we hire, every client we take on, no matter what, it's a filter. We run everything through that, and if it doesn't align with one of our core values, it's not a decision we make. So we know that 100% we can't make that decision, right? So it's a filter that we do for client selection, which clients we take on, for team building, who we hire and fire, for daily focus, what I prioritize, what my team prioritizes every single day, and success metrics, how we measure success. So it's no longer profit, it's no longer revenue, it's whether or not we've upheld our core values. Value guides decisions when things get hard, and they remind you who you are when the pressure is on. They remind you who you are when the pressure comes. When the storm comes, you come back to this and you see, okay, this is who I am, this is the person that I am, this is the business that I have, and these are the decisions that I'm going to make, no matter what. And that can even mean getting rid of clients. Oh, yeah. We've gotten rid of clients that we don't like working with, that we don't feel align with our core values. And it's not easy. It's not easy saying to a client that's paying us $3,000 a month, hey, sorry, we can't work with you anymore because you don't align with our company's core values, right? But we make those decisions because it follows our core values. And no matter what those say, it doesn't matter what happens, we make those decisions. My team comes to me and they say, hey, X and X isn't aligning with our core values or what we're trying to do. And when they come to me, they know that they're supposed to live on these core values and that I will tell them, get rid of that client. I had literally my strategist on the airplane coming here telling me, hey, these two clients don't align with us. I want to get rid of them. And I said, do it. They don't align with our core values. Right? And that is a tough decision, but I promise you, your team and your clients that you bring in and your clients that are existing will respect you if you do that. And it's the same thing with team. It's firing team too that don't align with your core values. All right, so your core values exercise. So this is for you guys now. Grab paper, grab something to write on, because you have to write them down. So write 3 to 5, just write for right now. You can do as many as you want. You can do more. You can do less. This is just to get your brain flowing so that when you get home, when you go back to your hotel room, whatever, you're able to actually finish this exercise. This is just to get it started. So, because I'm sure right now, when you guys are seeing what I do, when you're seeing my ideas, when you're seeing how to do this, ideas are flowing right now, and I don't want you guys to lose those, right? So right now, write 3 to 5 non-negotiable values for your business, right? Not what sounds good, what you actually want to live by, right? Not what you think your business should do, not what you think you should possibly do, what you actually want to do and what you're going to uphold even when times get hard, right? So ask yourself these 3 questions. Would I fire an employee that violates this, right? So if you write down a core value and you wouldn't fire someone if they don't do this, it's not a core value. Also ask yourself, would I turn down money to protect this? If you wouldn't, then you might need to reevaluate yourself, but it also needs to be strong enough so that you wouldn't violate that, right? And then the last question that you need to ask yourself is, would I still stand by this value 10 years from now? When I'm older, when I have a family, when I'm more mature, when I have a huge company, when I have 200 employees, will this still be a value for me? Okay? If the answer is yes, it's a true core value. So write down 3 or 5. 2, mission. It's the compass for today, right? So Amadeo was asking what the difference between mission and vision is. Your mission is what you're doing today. It is what I'm doing right now. It is the mission for today, where we're going now. Your mission can change, right? So 10 years from now, our mission could be different, right? Our vision is for what's in the future, where we're going, what we want to accomplish, right? So that's what the difference between a mission and a vision is. Your mission is your compass for today. It's where I'm going today. It's what's guiding me right now. It's what I can see right in front of me and where I'm heading towards. My vision, I can't see it yet, but I know that I'm going to get there, right? So a mission statement is your compass. It tells you who you are, who you serve, and why you exist. These are the 3 answers these are the 3 questions you need to answer. So without it, you'll drift. Every opportunity looks good. Every client looks tempting. Every path feels possible. But drifting businesses eventually run aground. I don't think there's anything written behind that, no. A mission statement keeps you focused on the right things today. So it keeps you grounded for today. All right, so this is our mission at Dominus. Just so you guys have an understanding, missions are generally a little bit shorter, right? Because they're super basic. We're just answering those 3 questions, right? So our mission is to drive measurable, profitable growth for elite businesses through data-driven precision, relentless innovation, and meaningful impact. Super straightforward, not complicated. That's our mission, right? So when people when people want to work with us, when employees want to, or when clients want to hire us to work with them, or employees want to come work with us, they know that this is what we're trying to accomplish, right? It's a quick snapshot of what Dominus is and who we are. So no matter what happens, no matter if Meta falls down, if TikTok falls down, this is still our mission. We're trying to help elite businesses grow, right? So it doesn't matter if the economy collapses, that's still going to be our mission. That's still going to be our goal. That's still where we're trying to go today, right? So this is what we live by at Dominus. Every word matters. Every decision can be traced back to this mission. It's not just a paragraph for our website. It's our operating system. It's what we operate on. It's the compass that points us forward every single day. So breaking down the mission, our mission specifically, right? So it's measurable. We said that it was a measurable result, so we can track it. These aren't feelings. Profitable, so growth must be sustainable for us and for our clients. Right? So our clients need to be profitable. Data-driven precision, so it's no guessing, only strategies. Relentless innovation, so we never stop improving. Meaningful impact, we care more than numbers, we care about legacy. When your mission is clear, your decisions get easier, you know who you are, and you know who you're not. Okay, so now crafting your mission. So this is for you, okay? Your mission doesn't have to sound pretty. It just has to be true. It doesn't have to sound, cool or sexy. It just needs to be true. So you have to ask yourself these 3 questions. First question, who do we serve? Second one, how do we serve them? Third one, why does it matter? Right? Why does it matter that I'm doing this? And the answers to these questions, they form your mission. Once it's written down, it becomes your compass for every single decision. Okay? So the 3 questions. Who do we serve? How do we serve them? Why does it matter? Now, I will be clear, one of the things that you didn't see in my mission is that I work with info products. It doesn't say I work with coaches. It doesn't say that I work with financial services. It doesn't say that I work with dentists. We work with elite businesses, right? Because that is our mission. That is what we want to do. We want to work with the best of the best. Okay? And that means that if a market falls, we have another elite business that we can find. That's the mission of our business. Right? If, for example, like all the dentists disappear from the face of the earth, his mission is to work with local businesses or to work with whatever your mission you want it to be. It can be specific, but it doesn't need to be. It depends what the purpose of that company is, right? The purpose of this company for me is it's going to be my business for the next 5 to 10 years, right? I have another business that does SEO for e-com. That's who we serve. That's what we do. We do SEO for e-commerce businesses. That'll never change, right? Because the purpose of that business is to build to sell it, right? So I don't need to shift with the tides. I don't need to change with, okay, e-com isn't working right now. Let me go do SEO for a different type of business. So it depends on what your mission is for that specific business unit that you're writing. And you might not have that clear right now, right? Dominus is clear for me because I've built many businesses now, right? So I know what I want this business to do. At the beginning, it could just be as simple as I just want to serve dentists and I just want to get them leads. And then later I'll figure out what I want my long-term project to be, right? So if you know that now, if you know this is where I'm going long-term, this is what I want as a long-term project, this isn't just like what I want my cash cow or to get money now, then perfect. Build your mission in a way where it sounds long-term, right? Because my mission is long-term. It's not saying, hey, I work with, I want to work with elite businesses through data-driven precision. It doesn't even say that I run their meta ads. It doesn't say that I create funnels for them. It doesn't say that I do email marketing. I will do whatever is possible for the biggest businesses in the world to grow them. One of my strategists, before he came to me, he wanted to start his own company. He had his own clients. He had probably like 15K in clients. Came to work for me for a 5K salary. With a bonus on it, of course, but for a 5K salary. Took a 3x pay cut to work in my company. Because of my mission, because of my values, and because of where we're going. So I got someone that was 3x the talent that I could afford at the time because of this. Right? I've received clients, had clients come to us and work with us because of this, because our values are better than the values of other companies. And he's the biggest pusher in our company to make changes and follow the core values, 100% of the time. He's the one that messaged me that says, like, hey, can we fire these 2 clients? Which affects his, because my strategists, they're paid on the profitability of their pod, and that literally affects his salary. He's going to make less money next month because he wants to fire those clients. He's going to take less money home next month because he wants to fire those clients. Number 3 is vision, right? So now we're diving into our vision. So our vision is the horizon for tomorrow. It's where we're going tomorrow. It's where we're going 10 years from now. It's where we're going 5 years from now. So it's what's happening in the future. It's not what we're doing right now, right? So mission is about today. Vision is about tomorrow. So your vision paints the picture of your future that you're building. It's not where you are. It's where you're going, where you want to go. Okay, mission is what we're doing now. Vision is what we're doing tomorrow, right? Without vision, people lose hope. Without vision, with vision, people endure the hard seasons because they know what you're doing and what you're working towards. So when clients leave, when times are rough, your employees stay because they see your vision. When clients are getting bad results, when things are rough, they stay because they see your vision and what you're going towards, and they want to be part of it. Right? You guys see the vision that Mario has for agencies in Italy, and you guys are here because you want to be a part of it. Doesn't matter that it's in Rome. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter that, no, I'm just kidding. We're all here because we see the vision and because we want to be here. Okay, so this is our vision. Visions are longer, right? Because it's where we're going towards tomorrow. It's not what we're doing today, it's where we're going towards tomorrow, right? So it's future tense, it's not today, so we will become the standard for how truly great businesses scale and operate. building an ecosystem of companies that share our obsession with measurable results, data-driven decisions, and meaningful impact, right? So we're still maintaining that because that's our why, or that's our how. We'll shape a future that extends far beyond profit alone, right? So what this basically means is that we will acquire businesses, we will find businesses, we will work with businesses, and build an ecosystem of all of these companies that share the same obsession, the same core values, the same everything as us. That's what our goal is. And at the beginning it says that we will become the standard, right? So our vision for our company is that when people do marketing, they're going to look at how we do marketing, and that's how they're going to want to do it. When they see how we operate, when they see the strategies that we're using, when they see the funnels we're building, when they see how we're running ads, when they see the offers that we're creating, it will become a standard, right? Hormozy has created a standard on how to do business, right? He said, this is my framework, follow this framework to make money. Our vision is that people will see how we do marketing and they will design their company after how we do things. We will be the innovators because we are dedicated to relentless improvement. And if we relentlessly are improving, we will no longer copy, we will create our own innovation. This is what we see for the future. It stretches us and it calls us to something higher, right? So it's no longer we're doing this today. This is where it's going to stretch us, where it's going to push us to our limit so that we come better, right? A vision should feel huge, almost too big. Almost like, wow, this is impossible. I can never accomplish this, right? Because it's meant to pull you forward, to push you forward into something better, right? When most of the big companies, Amazon, Apple, whatever, started, they had huge visions, right? Apple's vision that they wanted to put a device in everyone's hand. Could you imagine starting your company and being like, everyone's going to hold this phone in their hand? But it was their vision. It seemed giant, right? But they accomplished it, right? You might not accomplish it. It's very possible. But what it does is it stretches you and it pushes you forward. Like we're literally saying that people are going to copy us because we're going to be the best marketers on the planet. That's our vision. So why vision matters? We'll go over this quick. Vision sustains. Vision sustains you when your path gets hard. So when you lose hope, when things are tough, it's what pushes you forward. Right? When revenue dips, when people leave, when growth feels slow, it reminds your team why they're pushing forward. It keeps you aligned through all the chaos, and it fuels momentum when motivation fades. Vision turns just another job into a mission worth building. Okay, so crafting your vision should inspire, stretch, and guide. Those are the three goals of a vision. Okay, so you're going to ask yourself these three questions, once again, to help you craft your vision. Question number one, what do we want this business to look like 10 years from now, 5 years from now, a year from now, right? So that's question number one. Question number two, what impact do we want to have on the people, our industry, and the world, right? Because it's vision, it should stretch, it should impact the entire world. It should impact all of Italy and then the rest of the world, right? And then the last one is what future should excite us enough to sacrifice for, right? So what will excite us enough to make sacrifices for? To sacrifice going out with our friends, to sacrifice going out on long trips, to sacrifice relationships, to sacrifice what we do on the day-to-day. What will help the team sacrifice the salary to work for me, right? What will help, what are we willing to sacrifice for, right? And this is obviously generally more than just like profit, right? Because that's not always worth sacrificing for. You eventually get to an amount where it's no longer worth sacrificing for. Okay? So write these answers down. If they don't stretch you, it's not big enough. If it seems attainable, it's not big enough. You need to go bigger. All right, strategic goals. This is the last one, I promise. So, strategic goals. So, first we have the core values. That's your foundation. The mission, that's your compass. Your vision, that's your horizon. And your goals, that's your action plan. That's how you get all of these. That's how you get to that vision, right? So, but none of it matters without goals. So goals takes what inspiring and makes it actionable, right? So all this stuff is super foo-foo, very fancy, sexy, nice words, but the goals are what actually is actionable to get there, right? So when you're like, I don't know how we're going to get there, these are your goals to take the first step. This is the first step that we're taking in order to be able to achieve that, in order to achieve that vision, right? Without measurable goals, your mission and your vision are just words. That's all they are. They're pretty words on a page, right? So with goals, they actually become a plan. So these are our strategic goals at Dominus, for example, right? We started in January, new company, and these are our exact goals that we have set for us right now. Your goals can change. Your goals will be accomplished, and then you will create new goals, right? So these aren't goals that are crazy, right? We have goals that are up until the end of this year, right? So goal number 1 is growth through M&A, which M&A is just acquiring companies, buying companies, right? So we'll begin acquiring or merging with companies in 2026, so beginning of January, right? We've already done it with one, but we're going to start officially like looking for proper companies the 1st of January, okay? Number 2, $1 million a month by 2027. Proprietary technology, launching our AI and analytics platform by the end of 2025. Meaningful giving. We're going to donate $200,000 annually and build a children's education charity by 2027. Talent and culture, we're going to maintain an exceptional company culture with employee satisfaction and retention metrics consistently exceeding industry benchmarks and become an employer of choice by 2026. People are going to want to work with us. They're going to wait in line to work with us, right? So those are our actual goals to be able to accomplish what our vision is, right? And I need all of these things to be able to accomplish my goals. I need the best team in the whole entire world, right? In order to have impact and a legacy, I need meaningful giving. I need it, right? In order to have an ecosystem of companies, I need to be able to start acquiring companies that have a meaningful impact that align with my values, right? In order to do all this, I need money, right? Purpose is over profit, but I need money in order to be able to donate $200,000 a year. And I need technology to be constantly innovating. Yeah, so these aren't dreams, they're commitments that I'm making to myself and that the team's making, right? They'll guide our decisions and measure our progress, right? So as we come closer to the end of 2025, if the software isn't done, if it's not launched, we need to work harder towards our goals. It's a measurement to be able to reach the things that we want to be able to reach our vision. Okay, so department goals. There you go. These strategic goals cascade down to specific measurable objectives for each department, right? So it goes into team expansion, right? So we want to build out. So the previous slide, I have company goals, department goals and company goals because Dominus is going to be it's my holding company. It's what owns all of, I have 4 companies and Dominus is one of them and it's what holds the other 3 underneath. So it's my holding company that owns the other companies, right? So as Dominus, I have a huge goal of what I'd like to accomplish. And then inside Dominus, I have different companies and departments, right? So one of my departments, for example, is the growth partner, lead generation partner that works with info products, et cetera, right? And then I have other companies inside there as well. So for my lead generation department, the one that actually does the service for clients, this is the goal for that specific department. So like, for example, Mario, he has a marketing agency and he has a department for dentists. He could expand to lawyers and then have a department for lawyers. So this is what our specific goals are based on that department, if that makes sense. So it's a different business entity, right? So that's why I'm showing you this as an example, because this one's a little bit more specific since it's directed towards one department. These are the 3 goals. Team expansion, so we want to build out 3 fully operational lead generation pods by the beginning of 226, and expand to 8 pods by 227, okay? A pod for me can make between like 150 and 200 in revenue. So it's a little bit different than like a local pod because each client's paying us 25 to 100 grand a month, right? So I only have 8 clients per pod, so 3 pods for me, it can make me $500 a month. Thought leadership and authority. Establish dominance as a respected authority in digital marketing, innovation, business scaling by regularly publishing industry-leading insights, case studies, and thoughtful leadership content by 2025, right? So being the standard for lead generation, okay? Client revenue impact. We want to generate at least $5 million in a month for our clients by 2026 and achieve a total of $1 billion in client-generated revenue by 2027. So we want to have generated our clients at least $1 billion by 2027. At this point, we're at about $280 million from January to now, right? So it's accomplishable. Each department knows their role in achieving the overall vision and ensuring alignment from the top all the way to the bottom, right? So if they know that we want to accomplish this much revenue for our clients, every month they're tracking how much revenue we make for our clients, and they're like, does this put us on goal? Where do we need to be next month? Where do we need to be the month after that in order to get to this goal, right? Same thing with the pods. We're planning on team expansion. So even if we're sacrificing profit to be able to expand the team, we're making those sacrifices because we know where we're going. We're going towards 3 pods. Okay, so why do goals matter? Goals create accountability, and they give your team a scoreboard, right? Or a scorecard, right? They tell you if you're moving in the right direction or if you're not. Okay? So if by the end of 2026 our software is not done, we still only have 2 pods, it means we're moving in the wrong direction. Okay? Without goals, you can't measure success. With goals, you can course correct before it's too late. Goals bridge the gap between today's mission and tomorrow's vision. That's how we get there. From this is what we do today, this is where I want to get. Oftentimes, it's a huge bridge to get there, right? Because they're huge visions that we have. But it's step by step. So crafting your own goals is going to take time. You don't have to do them all now, just ones you think of immediately, right? So we all need measurable targets. We know that. So the questions to ask ourselves, what revenue milestone will stretch us without breaking us? What innovation could set us apart in our industry? How will we give back in a meaningful way? It doesn't have to be giving charitably like us. It could be we just want to help our employees improve their lives. We just want to make our clients money, right? So it's how will we give back in a meaningful way? Because that's our mission, what our purpose is, why we're doing this. What cultural standards do we want our company to be known for, right? Do we want to have a great work-life balance for our employees? Do we want them to make lots of money? Do we want to change their lives, change their families' lives? How do we want to, what's the culture, what's the balance that we want to have for our company teams? So write 3 or 5 goals down that you want to hit in the next 2 to 3 years. It could even be shorter. I'd say 3 months to 3 years, right? Make them measurable and make them visible. Make them non-negotiable for your team. All right, so just a quick, we're done, okay? Everyone can breathe. You can relax. This is just the recap now. We're done, okay? So we have our core values. It's how you live and work, your mission, why you exist, your vision, where you're going, your strategic goals, how you'll get there. Most build on sand. That's why they collapse. If you build on rock, you will stand through any storm. So, a quick reflection. Now you guys have established what your business goals are. You've established where you want to take your company, how you want to do these things. Now I wanted to teach you this principle because it's very easy to do it for our businesses. It's very, very easy because we know what we want to accomplish, we want to know where to go, it's practical, they're numbers. We're all men, we think logically, right? So it's very logical, our vision's very logical, our mission is very logical, our goals are very logical. They're step by step, they're where we want to go, etc. But I want you to take the skill that you've learned today on how to establish those things, and I want you to process the emotional side of things and see how they can bleed into your personal life, right? Because the same thing is true for you. If you do not have a firm foundation, if you do not have these things established for yourself, you will also fade away when storms come. You will also waver when storms come. So you need a north for yourself as well. That means in your business, of course, we've done that today. That means marriage, whether you're married or going to be married in the future. That means your service, and that means your friendships. Okay? So you need to be able to establish these same exact things for your personal life. I promise you that if you just do this for your business and you don't do it for yourself, not only are you doing your business a disservice, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're going to harm yourself. You will fall, you will get burnt out, you will get distracted, you will diverge from your path if you do not have these same things set for yourself. So every single process that we went to do this for your business, you need to do it for your personal life too. And then that's where you'll be able to establish where those two things can even align, right? Like I have personal goals in my business because they align with my personal goals for my life, right? Helping charity is not going to make my business more money. It could, right? People could see that and then they could want to work with us because they know we're making a difference in the world. But that's because that's my goal. Having the best company in the world, everyone wants that, of course, but that's personal goals that I make because I need to become the man that can lead me to have a business like that. If I am not the best marketer, the best man in the world, which I'm not, of course, then I'm not going to be able to have a company like that. Ben Francis, he stepped down because he didn't think he was made of it to be able to get to that level. Become the man that deserves the vision that you have for your company. Become the man that has integrity, that has mission, that has vision, and that has values, and that has strategic goals to be able to become the person that can fit into the shoes of a company like that. Because if you are not, your company will not make it. Yes, this is a business conference. We want to learn how to grow our companies, but your personal is significantly more important than the business side. This was just an exercise to show you how to do it for yourself. So, your homework is not only to just go to do it for your business. The more important homework is to do it for yourself. Because if you do not have that established, if you do not understand what your calling is, where you want to go, what you want to accomplish, what your values are, you will make whatever decision you want to. When tough times come, you'll make whatever decision feels right in that moment. If you have the values, if you have those core pillars in your life, if you have that vision, if you have that mission, just like a business, you will know exactly what decision to make. You will know, maybe this relationship isn't the best one for me. Maybe this girlfriend is not the one that's going to lead me to become the man that I want to be. Maybe this is not the woman that I should marry because it's not going to lead me to where my mission and vision is going towards. Every decision that you make in your life, you will review your mission, your vision, and your core values and your strategic goals, and you will know what decision to make. You will know not to buy that fancy car just because you can afford it now, even if you don't have the money to pay for your rent. Right? Like if my goal is, hey, I want to help charities, am I going to buy this really expensive car or am I going to help this charity because this is where I want to go? Doesn't mean that needs to be your mission and your vision for your life, but it guides your decisions on what you do every single day. Should I go partying with my friends? Not really, because it's not where I want to go. It's not who I want to be as a man, right? Does it harm me? Not really, but it doesn't give me that next step to get to that vision that I have for myself. It takes a step backwards. So if you have those established for your personal life, it doesn't matter where your business is at, you need those established for your personal life first, because then your mission, when things get tough, are going to push you into the direction that you need to go. When things get tough, you're not going to give up because you know what your mission is. And then you know where you want to go. You know what your vision is. When decisions need to be made, girls, drinking, drugs, whatever it might be, you know that your core values will guide you in your decision. Doesn't matter how hard things are. Doesn't matter if there's economic downturns, if your business completely collapses, you know my core values are this. I will stay true to them no matter what happens, no matter what people do, no matter what everyone's doing around me, no matter what peer pressure there is, no matter what the influencers are telling me that I need to do. Doesn't matter. I'm going to do what my values are, no matter what. Every decision passes through that filter. Okay? So business is important. It's very important to establish these things for your business. But if you don't establish them for your personal life, you as a man will never have the shoes big enough to be able to fulfill the vision of your company. Which is important, but life is even more important than that. You will never become the man that you need to become in your life. So, quick reflection, do the same exercise, do it for yourself. Do that first, then do your company.